I mean, I've been single for like 10 years now. I don't know, and dating is hard.
I just have a question. Where are the men? Genuinely asking.
I'm starting to realize men my age are not attracted to me. And so I'm wondering why. Not because I plan on changing anything.
What these women need to understand is that men today are choosing peace. They're seeing how social media have exposed the true nature of so many women, and the last thing they want is to destroy everything they've built.
I'm 40. I'm still single. I was married for like a minute when I was in my really early 20s.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house.
I wish more guys understood how difficult it is to date as a good woman. Like,
I'm single as a Pringle and I ain't popping it open for nobody. I'm not willing to compromise. I'm not willing to compromise on my mindset.
I'm 36 on the dating apps again.
Where the hell have all the good men gone?
Where are they?
It seems that...
Has anyone else who's like ended up single in later life found that there's a real like lack of anyone to do stuff with? Just because like everyone's got their like partners and their kids and their routine and their weekend plans and stuff, and then you just become this fucking 41-year-old single fucking burden that no one wants to go out anyway. Like, I just feel like people get to a certain point in life and they're just like, I don't know, you just stop wanting to have fun. You just stop wanting to leave the house because it's too much effort. And then it just like, yeah, if you find yourself in this situation, then I empathize, because I'm literally spending my fucking weekends, like Friday, Saturday night, at the fucking gym, because honestly, like, the alternative is just sit at home alone and be sad. This sounds so depressing, but honestly, like, the gym is keeping me going at the moment, because without it, I just like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, when my son goes to his dad's, like, everyone's like, oh my God, like, your freedom. Like, I can fill my time quite easily. Like, I am like mostly okay with my own company, but sometimes you're just like, oh, it'd be really nice to go out and do something fun. But like, oh, I don't want to go out by myself, because that is not fun.
She's 41 and single later in life, with no one to do anything with. And in her own words, it's quite depressing. What she's starting to experience now is the emotional weight of that reality. The weekends feel longer, the evenings feel quieter, and the freedom that once sounded appealing can start to feel like isolation when there's no one there to share life with. This here is a perfect example of what can happen to many women when they fully embrace the independence lifestyle without thinking about the long-term consequences that may come with it. In the earlier years, the message is often about focusing on yourself, building your career, etc. And for a while, that lifestyle can feel empowering because there's excitement, attention, and constant activity. But as time goes on, priorities begin to shift. People around you start building families, settling down, and creating their own small circles of companionship. This woman is watching everybody else having their own company except for her. She's seeing couples going out together, families spending time with each other, and it starts to highlight the absence in her own life.
I'd like to know why, when men get older, they just get more refined and sexier with their grey hair and just look better. And us women are struggling to keep it all tight and nipped. I've just been in for my checkup for my Morpheus 8, and, you know, it's looking good and everything, but £800 it cost, and it was so fucking painful. Yet men are just growing older and looking great. Why? That's just not fair.
I'm going on 28 dates in the month of February. I'm 31. I'm very single. I live in New York City. My biggest problem is that I literally always put it on the back burner, and I just want to make it a priority. And so I think this challenge is a fun way to do it. Plus, New York is so fun to date in. The rule is 28 dates, but there can be certain days where I go on multiple dates, and it doesn't necessarily have to be 28 different men, although maybe it's going to be. already on Hinge and Bumble, but I'm also going to look into getting into a talent pool for a high-end matchmaker and maybe make eye contact with cute men on the street. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, and I'm also asking my friends to set me up if they know anyone, but like I also don't want to apply too much pressure on that one.
Because womanhood doesn't stop at 30, love. And 40, 50, 60 is very young.
Hey babes, let's talk. Clearly, 50 is not old.
God is saying 40s, 50s, and even your 60s is not too late for marriage.
So you're trying to tell me at 53, it's just over for me?
30 is not old. 40 is not old. 50 is not old. 60, I feel like, okay, you getting older. Like you.
Woman, you are never too old to find love. You know why? Because women are the luckiest person in the world.
Why are you so picky at 41 years old? What makes, I'm going to just be honest. What makes y'all think at 41 years old with all this baggage and miles that y'all got this kind of leverage?
Who told you I had miles because I was old?
Because you old.
Who told you I had miles because I was old?
Because you old.
I may be old, but I'm like,
because you old.
Around here.
Because you old. You old. You old. You got gray coochie hair. Your eggs is dry.
I don't have any. I wax.
Because it's old. It's old. See, I don't play that. You're old.
The one thing all these women have in common is that they've all been inhaling that copium. They're trying to convince themselves that 40, 50, or even 60 isn't old, and that they still have the same options. But in reality, all that isn't true, because the dating market doesn't run on feelings, it runs on supply and demand. And the truth is, as you get older, the demand goes down while the competition goes up. Younger women enter the market every year, and men, especially older, successful men, naturally gravitate toward youth, softness, and femininity. But these women keep telling themselves they're still the prize just because they were attractive once, or because they've maintained a career, or because they're still fun. But none of that replaces the fact that age changes the dating dynamics completely.
You want to know the part that really sucks about being a strong, independent woman? Is how badly I don't want to be. How badly that I wish I could allow myself to need someone. I'm not strong and independent because I decided one day that I...
And you know what? Her ex that she probably dumped when she went to college is like, I would have taken care of you, honey. She's like, no, I wanted to be a whore. And now she's mad.
Reason number 572.4 why I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Because there's something fundamentally wrong with me. I just swiped no to a man, a very attractive man on a dating app who had many of the features that I'm looking for. Because I did not like his name. And I thought, I don't think I could say that name every day for the rest of my life.
So being single in my late 40s, I don't know what I was thinking, but I legitimately thought that since I was going to be dating men who are more mature, that they were going to be more mature. And when I tell you that it is like, I feel like I'm back in my 20s. Like, it's all the same stuff. The ghosting, the not being honest, the flakiness, the, like, just bare minimum effort and, like, no intention. Like, am I dumb? Like, what was I thinking? Did I really think things were going to be different? Oh my gosh. Someone help me, please. I just am so done.
I don't know why these women are surprised, to be honest. When you step into the dating pool at that age, especially in your 40s, things aren't going to be the same as they once were. Now that she's older, she's still expecting men to still chase her and pursue her the same way they did years ago. What she's not understanding is that the leverage she once had has diminished. What's happening to her now is that she's running into players, getting ghosted, and men who aren't taking her serious. And that can be a harsh reality when someone steps back into the dating market, expecting the same type of treatment they received years ago. Instead of men pursuing with long-term intentions, a lot of the interactions she's experiencing now are casual, short-term, or non-committal. And quite honestly, many women put themselves in these positions because of the decisions they've made. The pattern goes like this. In their 20s, it's fun. And when 40 hit, it's now I'm dating with intention.
I don't understand y'all men these days on these dating apps and stuff. I mean, I've been single for like 10 years now. I don't know, and dating is hard. I'm 50 years old. I look terrible right now, by the way, sorry. But I just don't understand the men, and maybe it happens with women too. I don't know, I can't tell you because I'm not on that team. But it's just not the same as it used to be. You come across these men and they claim they want relationships, but all they want to do is text, never ask you out. I don't know. It's just like weird these days. Or they do say they want to meet up with you and then you just don't hear from them again. Like, what is up with you dudes? I don't understand. Explain it to me. I don't get it.
Happy Thursday, y'all. I'm now in search of a husband. Single life sucks. Single everything sucks, other than like, getting to do whatever I want whenever I want, which apparently I just don't have the energy to actually do anything anymore because I'm so busy doing all the things that my partner would help me do if I had one, and I don't have one. I think people are like meant to have a pair. Like you're meant to have a person, because how the hell do you work like 60 hours a week, take care of yourself, look after your house, look after your kids, look after your dog, stay fed, do groceries and all those kinds of things by yourself? There's not enough time. There's not enough time. So logistically speaking, I need a husband. Yeah. And one preferably that will do all the yard work, because I don't want to do it. Wasting my entire day off.
She said. She is now in search of a husband now. The question becomes, why now at this late age of 40? While I do agree with her that people are meant to be together, you can't ignore the timing, because let's be honest, she wasn't thinking about finding a husband when she was younger and had endless options. That's the thing with modern women. As soon as they realize that independent isn't as fulfilling as they thought, the mindset changes. It goes from strong to I'm tired, from I don't need a man to where are all the good men, from I'm focusing on myself to I'm ready to settle down now. And in her words, she now wants a husband that will do all the hard work because she can't do it by herself anymore. That right there is the real truth a lot of them hide. This is what it looks like when time humbles, when the same life they bragged about starts demanding more than they can handle.
I'm 43, single, no kids, and this is what my life looks like. I share my routines, the choices that I make, and just how this stage of life feels. So if this resonates, follow along.
Being single in your 40s is like being a teenager, but with money, no rules, and no one to tell you what you can and can't do. So just saying, you might want to take advantage of that and enjoy it for as...
Because men want younger women. If a man is 40, there is no way he is looking for a 40-year-old.
Right.
There's no way.
But at 40, do women even want to go with a 40-year-old man? The 40-year-old women want to go with a 50-year-old man, do they not?
I'd say most of my friends who've got divorced and who've kind of had relationships, it's either they've tried very hard to have a relationship and they're all very attractive. They're just older.
Right.
They're just in their 50s, the 40s, whatever. They're just not in their 30s. They've tried to have relationships with men of their age. Kind of hard. Yeah. Can they have sex with their own? Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Easy.
I'm here to remind men that giving compliments to women is just not enough anymore.
And here that used to be just the bare minimum to give a woman a compliment. But, in my opinion, I think we can blame social media for a lot of women just not even being able to hear compliments anymore because they receive so many of them from random strangers that they just don't even matter anymore.
I went to the gas station and this man was like, "You're so beautiful." And I just looked at him like, mm-hmm. And I just kept on going.
See what I mean?
So I come back out trying to pump my gas and he's waiting for me. And he's like, "Did you hear me? I said you're so beautiful." And I'm like, "Well, if you think I'm so beautiful, then why didn't you pay for my gas?" And let me tell you, I got my gas paid.
Sadly, that really does seem to be what some women are expecting now. One could go so far as to say that they are expecting what a person could call wife treatment from a guy that they haven't even become properly acquainted with, just so that he can get her attention. And sadly, this seems to be pushed by a lot of women on social media. But ironically, some of those very same women are the ones that are wondering to themselves, why are there so many guys out there that seem to have such an aversion to dating?
This woman says that giving compliments to women isn't enough anymore. But the thing is, nothing is ever enough for them. You give them attention, they want validation. You give them validation, they want commitment. You give them commitment, they want lifestyle upgrades. It's a moving goalpost. Modern women don't just want to be appreciated, they want to be worshipped. And even then, they'll still complain that it's not the right kind of affection, or not consistent enough, or not exciting enough. That's why men are checking out. You can't win with someone who believes they're owed more no matter what you give. Compliments used to be something women appreciated. Now they treat them like the bare minimum, like they're entitled to it just for existing. So naturally, men stop giving effort. Why pour into someone who can't even acknowledge it?
I've been humbled. The dating apps have officially humbled me. You know, you see there's 20 new people interested in you. You're excited to open up the app. The characters that I see. Now listen, I'm not delusional. I know I'm not 20 years old. I know looks-wise, I don't think I'm a 10. I don't think I'm a 9. I don't think I'm not, I know what I'm bringing to the table, which, I mean, I have self-respect. I'm not a loser. I'm not the girl you wake up next to and have to gnaw your arm off. Like, I get that. These guys, the confidence, I'm not saying, but they think we're matches. You have no teeth. Why don't you have teeth? I deserve better than that.
It is hard going out there at an older age.
I think there's a fantasy that comes along with that. You know, like you're saying,
Yeah.
oh, I see people that are on their second and their third marriage, but
And they're happy.
It's real. I think it's really hard. I mean, I haven't been out there for a long time, but I remember I was so happy to be out there, but it was really hard because also as you get to be at this stage in life, you're pretty set in your ways and what you like, what you don't like. And so is that person sitting across the table.
Right.
So to find like
Someone that checks the boxes.
for each other, I think it's really hard. And
yeah, it's hard.
She actually said it. When you get to that stage of life, you're already set in your ways. And that's the issue with dating women in their 50s. One of the main reasons why it's hard to date them is because they're allergic to change. Allergic to allowing a man to actually lead or influence anything in their life. At that age, a lot of women have spent years doing everything their way, making all the decisions alone, and building a routine they're comfortable with. So when a man comes in, instead of partnership, it feels like disruption. And men pick up on that quickly. They feel like there's no room for them, no room to contribute, no room to protect, no room to add value. It turns into a power struggle instead of a relationship. Younger women are more flexible, more open to compromise, more willing to grow with someone. But women who are set in their ways see compromise as losing control.
Dating over 40. Can somebody please help me out here and understand what is going on nowadays? I mean, there's so many rules and regulations and unspoken things that I don't even know where to start. And also on top of that, I am much more older, so I don't tolerate a lot of shit that I used to. And it's kind of like an eye opener. And like these older men who are my age now, it's like they're trying to look for something younger. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the whole cycle, right? But here's the difference. Younger men are more attracted to older women. But fellas, I cannot keep up with you guys. I'm not going to take my ass outside from 10 to 2 a.m. No. Mommy got to be in bed. Okay? So if you want to just hang out here with me, we'll watch some movies, sip a little, I'm fine with that. But where are y'all at? And I don't know. And I'm looking for that 90s love. I'm not looking for no tit for tat and what can you do for me and all that other bullshit. Like, and I'm not going to chase you. Like, where's the courting? Like, what happened to that? Like, men just got lazy and wanted to become the females here. I don't understand. I'm tired.
It's amazing how oblivious some are. This woman says, "Where's the courting? Men just got lazy." But every single time I hear women say that, they talk about it as if men just woke up one day and decided they were done putting in effort, as if there wasn't a long build-up of experiences that led many men to start moving differently. What's missing from that conversation is any reflection on how the dating culture itself has changed. Instead of asking why men may have pulled back, the blame immediately goes to men being lazy. But a lot of men didn't stop putting in effort out of nowhere. Many of them adjusted after years of feeling like the effort they were expected to put in wasn't always appreciated or reciprocated. Courting traditionally meant the man doing most of the pursuing and constantly proving his value. Over time, some men started questioning whether that one-sided dynamic still made sense in a dating environment that talks so much about equality and independence.
So all of my friends that I've talked to from back home have been like, "Oh my gosh, Taylor, I bet you met like so many guys. Like I bet you're meeting the hottest guys." And I'm like, look, yeah, I mean, they're there. They are truly hotter. But no, I've never been ghosted more times in my life than I have by talking to some of these guys here. You know how they say like Midwest 10, California 6? No, I'm literally a Midwest 10, an Australian 2. But you know what? I'm always up for a good challenge. But seriously though, wish me luck. It is rough out here.
So I just have a question. Where are the men genuinely asking from a woman who is single in her 40s? I've done the dating apps. I've done it. I'm done with it. I'm done. But I've noticed the last couple of men that I've dated, gone on dates with, they want to be chased. They want to be courted. They want to be the woman. When did this happen? Why did this happen? When did this happen? Where are the men that actually want to be men and be gentlemen and be chivalrous and be respectful and want to do all the manly things? Where are you people? Honestly, where are you people? I don't understand this. It's like they are waiting for me to ask them out on a date. They're waiting for me to say, "Oh, are you available Friday night?" I'm like, hello. When did this happen? And I'm talking about middle-aged men here. I'm not talking about guys in their 20s. And honestly, maybe I should start dating younger people. I don't know. But I'm talking about middle-aged, over-the-hill, balding men. And there's nothing wrong with going bald, by the way. I'm just saying, like, you're past your prime. And yet you think you should be the one being chased. You know, I would like to be in my feminine energy and be soft and pink, but I can't do that if you are in your feminine energy all the time and you're being soft and pink. It doesn't work that way. I don't want to be in my masculine energy. I don't want, I want to just not have to think. I want you to call me and say, hey, are you available Friday, 8:00? I'll come pick you up. Great. Oh, what is going on in the world? I'm out here on Long Island. For those of you that don't know, it's in New York. Where are you people? Where are you masculine men? Where are you? I don't know. I just don't get it anymore. It's crazy. Anyway, that was my little rant. But genuinely asking, where are you people?
Reciprocity is foreign to these women, including this woman. She made the claim that the men today want to be the woman, basically insulting a man for wanting the same energy back. What she's really criticizing is the idea that effort in dating should go both ways. Instead of seeing it as mutual interest or equal investment, it gets framed as men somehow stepping out of their role. Women with this kind of mindset often only see things from their own perspective. The expectation is that the man pursues, the man plans, the man pays, the man proves himself, while they simply show up and evaluate whether he meets their standards. Whenever things don't go their way, they go back to square one with the same questions. Where are the men who want to be men? Where are the men who are courting? But the real question that rarely gets asked is what they themselves are bringing into the interaction, because courtship, in reality, has always worked best when there's enthusiasm and effort on both sides. The thing is, many of these women are seeking courtship from men, but they're unwilling to give the same level of energy back. They want to be pursued, but they don't want to pursue. They want effort, but they don't want to show effort. They want interest, but they don't want to clearly express interest themselves. So the dynamic becomes one-sided from the very beginning.
I went to ask out a cute boy in the wild. I went up to this guy. He was like, hey, my name is Ryan. I was like, that's so funny. My name is Rylin. We have like the same name. And he was like, no, we don't. And then he put his drink on the table and he left the bar. So another L has been taken, my friends.
I think the craziest thing about dating in your 40s after being married for 20 years is the fact that this is something that nobody tells you. When you start going on the dating apps and you put an age range, like maybe near your age, I'm in my 40s, so the guys I'm looking at are in their 40s and 50s. I'm open, but they're in their 40s and 50s. And you look at all of these photos and you're like, these are my parents' age. And the reason for that is because when I was dating in my 20s, my parents were in their 50s, 40s and 50s. And so now when I'm looking at the apps as somebody who's dating, these people are my parents' age, except they're not my parents' age. I'm my parents' age when I was dating in my 20s. It's a very, very strange perspective to reach when you start dating again. It's really good luck with that.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house. Only 2 of them are mine. But it's another Christmas that is about to come and go where my relationship status is the same. And it's crazy because if you had asked me 10 years ago if I would be single at 38, I would have been like, absolutely not. And if I am, then just me now. You know, I have such a complicated relationship with this time of year. I really do, because I have a complicated relationship with being single. There's a part of me that really values my life and my time to myself and my independence. And then there's a part of me that feels really embarrassed about admitting that I want to be in a relationship. And I think a big part of that is it makes me feel like maybe I'm being needy or I'm being clingy and all these like, I don't know what it is, but it's almost embarrassing. It is. I feel embarrassed to be 38 and single and never married. I also think a part of me feels forgotten by God or the universe because I feel like I've done so much internal work on myself, and yet I feel like I can't seem to attract my person into my life. And even saying all of this out loud feels really cringy, which is why I'm making myself say it out loud and admit it. Because I'm sure that there's other people that feel the same way. But I have a really hard time not wondering what is wrong with me. And I have to stop myself from going down that spiral because it can get very dark when I start to think of the reality is at my age, I may never have children at this point. And that makes me really sad. And there is a reality in which I don't ever find somebody. And that makes me really sad. And so the tension this year for me is allowing myself to have those wants, but then also allowing myself to embrace that maybe I am enough for myself. So I guess I'm just sharing this for other people out there who may be single and having the same thoughts and feelings this holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. You're not alone.
Many of these women, including this woman, always states that they never thought they would find themselves single in the late stage. But it's quite easy to predict, to be honest. If all you do is follow that independent movement, chase careers, ignore men, this is where you'll most likely end up, alone in house complaining how hard it is being alone on Christmas because life doesn't magically pause while you focus on yourself. Time keeps moving. Men who wanted to build with you move on. Your options shrink, and the independence they bragged about becomes loneliness when there's no one to share it with. This is honestly where most modern women are heading, because the culture they're following is designed to push them exactly toward this outcome. Modern society has them believing they can do whatever they want with zero consequences, as if aging, biology, and the dating market don't apply to them. They think there will always be someone waiting, always another good man available, always another chance.
I love getting on dating apps and seeing the same guys I've been seeing for the last 4 or so years. And then I have to realize I am one of those people.
When you are dating someone, how long do you wait to make it exclusive or to simply cut it off because things just aren't working? I met somebody off of Facebook dating and we went on a first date yesterday. And if you haven't tried Facebook dating, you should try it. It is absolutely free and totally easy to set up. But we went to Galveston, had some lunch at a little Mexican restaurant, and then we went to the beach for a little while, which it was super cold, so we did not stay long. And then had a nice conversation, got back in the car, and headed home. He's a very nice guy, very funny, super sarcastic, which I like. And I'll definitely go out with him again, but I'm just curious, like, what is everybody else's take on how long do you wait? Let me know.
I've discovered the dating pool for women who are 40 and up. You ready? Here it is. Here's the pool.
Well, yeah, but I gotta ask, just what the hell did you expect? Y'all made it clear that you're only willing to date perfect guys. You know, the guys who are 6 feet tall with 6-figure incomes and 6-pack abs. Not to mention the 6-inch you-know-what. And since there's only about 10,000 of them in the entire United States, half of whom, by the way, are already married or locked up, and another portion who happen to be gay, the pool that's left is pretty shallow. And the few that are left aren't interested in dating some broke 40-year-old woman who's hit the wall and is making her toxicity so obvious, even Stevie Wonder can't miss it. Not to mention the fact y'all offer nothing, literally nothing of benefit in return to any man, let alone the perfect ones. And on top of that, if you're alone at 40, you've already proven that your word, your commitment, is even shallower than the dating pool you just showed. Enjoy your freedom, ladies. Go be strong and independent. Be the boss bitches you all think you are. It's what you wanted anyway, right? I mean, you're the ones who told men to leave you alone. So why are you even worrying about the size of the dating pool?
It's quite funny when you think about it. Women brag about being strong and independent, and when they find themselves single at 40, and of course when the dating pool isn't in their favor anymore, they get shock. They question everything except their own choices. They blame men, accept their decisions, because accountability is the one thing they've been taught to avoid. Society tells them they can do no wrong, that every decision they make is empowering, even when it sabotages their future. So when reality finally hits, they panic, because they were never prepared to face the consequences of their own behavior. Instead of saying, maybe I pushed away good men, or maybe I prioritized the wrong things, they jump straight into blaming all men, or saying there are no good men left, or complaining about the dating market. They'll blame the apps, the culture, men their age, men younger than them, everyone except themselves.